Continuing our finance unit, we're on page 107. We're going to talk about student loans now. Here's our example. Steph is planning on playing basketball at Davidson College. He is getting a partial scholarship. He's lightly recruited. He's only going to get $10,000 per year. So he's got to pay the rest of his $45,377 in tuition each year. How much does his loan need to be for 4 years of education? So we know that he needs to pay each year $45,377, but he is getting $10,000 of that covered, and then he's got to pay that for 4 years. So we can take that $45,377, take away $10,000, and then multiply that by 4. So he's got to pay $141,508. So how's he going to pay that? He's going to get a student loan at a 4.29 interest rate, and he's going to pay it back over 20 years. So he is paying each month, so that tells me that this interest will be compounding monthly as well. And then this is his loan. He needs to get a loan for that total amount, and that is going to be given to him by the bank, which means that that is going to be a positive initial value. So let's go through our table here, figure out what we need to do. So N, capital N, is the number of compounding periods, the entire length of the investment, in this case, a loan. So that's going to be N times T. N is monthly, so it is 12, and it is for 20 years. Remember, our calculator will do that calculation for us. The interest rate, we found a 4.29% interest rate, and we leave that as a percent there. PV, this is his loan amount right here, so that's $141,508. Amount of his regular payment, that's what we're trying to figure out. How much would he pay back each month? So we're going to find that. So we draw a little box around there to remind us that we're going to go find that. Future value, so how much does he want his loan to be at the end of paying it all back? So for a loan, at the end, we want this to be $0 to pay off the loan. So we want that to be 0. Number of payments per year, compounding payments per year, this is 12 and 12, and he's going to be paying at the end of the month. So we're going to find this value, so you can use your solver on your calculator or on your device. On the calculator, we'll go apps, and then the solver. 12 times 20 does calculation for us to get 240. 4.29, the 141,508 is how much he wants. Payment we're going to find, 0 for future value, 12, 12, and N's already there. And I want to go back and I want to find my payment. So remember, we hit alpha solve, which is enter. So alpha enter will solve it for us. Alpha enter. So it tells us that he has to pay $879.29 each month. So Steph will make monthly payments of $879.29. We already said monthly, so we don't need to say each month. Over 20 years to pay back his student loans. So notice that the value we got, the payments, was negative. That's because Steph is taking money from his pocket and giving it back to the bank or whatever financial institution gave him the loan. So he's losing that money every month. But here, when we write sentence, we're not going to say he's making payments of negative $879. That just doesn't make sense. So he will make payments of positive $879. So we need this sentence here to just kind of make sure that you understand the scenario, what's going on. A couple more questions here. How much does he pay overall? So he is paying. So his payment is $879.29. He is paying that 12 months a year. And he is paying that 20 years. So your payment times how many times a year you pay it times the total number of years. And then that will be 879.29 times 12 months times 20 years. I typed in minus there. That worked out really well. About times. There we go. So how much does he pay overall? He pays back over $200,000. So that's 211,029.60. So even though it's just 0.6, and we're talking about money, 0.6 doesn't make sense, but 60 cents makes sense. So if you'll notice, that is actually more than what his loan was because he's got to pay that extra interest. So how much extra does he pay? So he paid this much when he was given a loan of this much. So when I subtract the 141,508, that tells me that he is paying $69,521.60 extra paid. And why does he pay that much more? It's due to the interest. So he's paying almost $70,000 extra because he's got that interest rate. We'll go do another scenario of this on the back page.